What's up, guys? Back for another Honkai Star Rail video. Prydwen has their new tier list. Funny enough, for pure fiction, even though, MOC just came out, they're getting a little behind, I think, Um, Obviously, probably takes a lot of time to do it, so gotta give them that. But, as always, gotta go over it, right? Because apparently this one is a bit brutal. I've been seeing a lot of takes on the Twitter timeline, which is rare because I feel like I never really see people talk about Prydwen too much anymore. The views are also a bit down on Prydwen as well. So maybe I thought, okay, maybe people are finally just like not using it anymore, don't care anymore. But this one kind of got people riled up. So let's see. As always, we're going to go over the tier list. I'm going to voice my opinions. Then we're going to go to the change the log. And we're going to see what the reasoning is, see if I agree with it. And as always, feel free to comment if you agree with me, agree with them, or just have your own takes. I know y'all hate Firefly, so maybe she goes down, maybe y'all could be happy with that. So let's see. Also, MOC and Apocalyptic Shadow are the exact same. So, pure fiction. First things, we see Robin, Sunday, and RMC in tier 0. Wait, does that mean... Yeah, I think Robin and Linksha are the two tier 0 characters on Prydwen, which I agree. I feel like Robin still is tier 0. She's pretty much on every single freaking team you see. If you're running Sunday, you're probably running Robin as well. If you're running follow-up, you're running Robin. It's really just break that you're not running Robin in. And even then, she can still kind of find some use for the action advance as well. So, I mean, and she deserves it, right? Same thing with Linksha. You can run her as a DPS, healer, whatever the heck, and she works, right? We have watch list for Jingyan, Acheron, and Rappa. I feel like Acheron makes sense. Jingyan potentially as well, but Rappa, really? In pure fiction of all places. Okay, okay. Let's see what they say. HMC, I feel like it's mostly because Fugue exists, so like, falling down a little bit, sure. I see Aglia is in 1.5. Aglia went up from when she was added, or was she just added on this one? She's new. I actually don't remember. Himiko and Yun Li. Wait, Himiko and Kafka are in the same tier? Excuse me? As the dot enjoyer of an E2 Kafka, I feel like she has never performed on Himiko's level unless Himiko was just straight up not suited for the pure fiction, which I actually can't remember what the pure fiction typings were, but really, I don't know about all that. Yun Li, sure, that makes sense, I guess. Clara's down, obviously because Yun Li went down, she gotta go down. Fei Zhao is down because single target. Firefly in tier 3, really? I feel like personally, I feel like Firefly should be in tier 2. Because I don't, the Firefly and Blade in the same tier. That makes, I mean, I feel like Clara and Firefly in the same tier. Maybe I just hate Clara because I don't think that's true at all. Jinglu, it is what it is, bro. Like, March, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. Sampo's down, that makes sense. Jesus Christ, bro. We need those buffs. Oh, look at all these characters in tier 5, man. Dude, we got 90% of the game in this, like, okay, I can't even fit it all on one screen. We got like 90% of the game here, bro. What happened? I mean, there's a ton of characters in tier 0 and 0.5, but like, bro, there's so many characters down here. Good lord, give us the buffs, give us the whatever the hell the easy A's, the Zenkais, the holy relics, the whatever the fate thing is that someone said in the comments. I can't remember anymore. Oh, good lord. Okay, so main ones I need to see is Himiko. Why they're watching Rappa and Firefly, I'm very interested. Other than that, I feel like everything else is like, sure, whatever, it's a given. So let's jump to the chain log. Okay, so today we're making big adjustments to the perfection tier list. The rework of this mode is still relatively fresh and compared to the last phase. This one was essentially more difficult to clear. As a result of this, expect more changes in the near future, but also a number of characters to be placed on watches instead of being moved right away. We also brought back the character usage over time sections, the perfection analysis, analytics. That does not say analysis. What the hell? Firefly. Firefly is the biggest loser. Damn. Firefly is the biggest loser. Damn. If I had an editor, this is where I'd be like, yo, put biggest loser on and put Firefly on it. I'm not doing that myself. Y'all got that. Imagine that with your imagination. Anyway, break our type under the new perfection rule set. Firefly was never outstanding in the mode. Fair. but she was able to carve herself out of a niche thanks to her reasonable blast damage, but more importantly, frequent fire weakness implant. Yep, a new perfection her blasts to diminish and her fire implant potential has been slash Firefly is only able to implant the first enemies of each wave with her technique. All subsequent enemies that spawn, which is a lot, are unaffected. Yeah, that's gonna hurt her. The result of this is less effective damage for Firefly, dramatically reduces her effectiveness against non-fire weak enemies, and drop from the meta tiers. You know what? That's fair. Himiko, while not really a purebred character, Himiko is commonly played with Firefly. Really? I mean, I've seen it, so I'm not saying there isn't, but like, really? That many people play Himiko Firefly? Okay. So it's not a surprise, or instead of her. Okay, I just had to read two more freaking words. So it's not a surprise that she's also affected by the rework in a negative way. While she can be used with the Herda as her partner, other characters like Herda, Sora, or Argenti are picked over her. We will have to wait what direction Himiko will go next, but for now, we're lowering her half a tier. I see. I mean, sure, I guess. Agree to disagree. Rappa added to watch this. Compared to Firefly, Rappa has suffered less, but is clearly hurting from lack of good themed buff and a side containing imaginary weak enemies. A good themed buff. I've mentioned many times. I saw Prydwen didn't talk about the buffs for the MOC and the pure fiction, the Apocalypse, the Shadow. Anyway, with absolutely nothing going Rappa's way, we're placing her on the watch list. We're giving her one more phase to recover, and then HMC, we're Firefly 6 feet under Rappa catching strays. We're not surprised the Harmony MCs play right. Okay, just because they're tanked. Okay. Let's talk about DPS and sub DPS. Aglia is performing better than anticipated, but with low representation overall, below 2%. Damn. We see the potential some players have demonstrated with Aglia in the mode, and she continues to perform and improve. We may raise her for the next phase. Yunli, what happened to you despite this phase featuring a lot of physical enemies? Yunli's performance is just terrible. It looks like post-rework or counter gameplay is too slow for the mode where you need to kill things as fast as possible. Okay, that's fair. If the enemies aren't fast enough, then she does struggle. Clara just sucks. Hit her badly. First, she compared with her and used as enable for her, but it's not the case in their format. Really? People use her to phase out. I feel like I've actually seen that before, so I don't know why I'm acting all surprised, but okay. Jinglu, yeah, she just sucks, but that's what it is. Single target. Yep. Dot as Archer struggling both, but while Kafka Blackstone stops some uses, Sampo doesn't. Yeah, rest in peace, Sampo. Added to watch this Akron. Akron paired JQ has produced back-to-back dominating performances, robbing even the freshly released Herda. That said, both phases feature lightning weaknesses, and the phase features enemies that apply debuffs on death, boosting her performance. Okay, makes sense. And then while Aglia surprises to go away, Jingo did the opposite. He has everything going for him this phase, weakness, script mechanic buffs, and yet, in both of our data in the hands of our testers, he did not perform at the level he should. Because of this, we're placing him on the watch list. Okay. And then the amplifiers. Damn, we got a lot of shit to talk about. Remembrance, Trailblazers' debut performance of Perfection has been impressive to say the least, being one of the go-to sports for the Herda. Teams will remember Trailblazers certainly saw the most play and best scores with the Herda. That's not the only team which proved to be valuable at. Jeez. As one of the top choices of one of the best damage dealers, a huge play rate, and one of the best average scores alongside the potential to be played in other comps, we feel Remembrance Trailblazer has enough on the resume to place in Tier 0. Okay. Robin. Bro, do I even read this? Robin's just best as fuck. Anyway. Summer MC. Sunday has found a place in the Herda teams. Yep. Sunday has a lower play rate score and struggles with skill points at times in some teams, but we feel his flexibility and current performance in the rear proficient is enough to set him apart from those in tier 0.5. Struggles with skill points at times in some teams. I mean, you just get his light cone, and that would almost fix that, right? And then Asta's having a good time nowadays. Yeah, I mean, she's just yikes. We all missed Jaku ever since the release. Jaku has performed exponentially well in Perfection and achieved some of the highest scores each phase. When considering who to place in Tier 0 in this update, his placement was discussed heavily. Ultimately, we feel he is at Tier 0 level. I see. Okay, so he just because he's an Akron slave, he's on Tier 0 because he's not used with anyone else. Fair enough. Partner tags. 95 to 97 of Jockey teams in our data use Acheron. I mean, that makes sense. I actually don't have him. I need to grab him for Acheron. I'm kind of just holding out hope we get a different utility character. Someone who relies on the Herda. A Farfine Fish, I don't have a tag for. I can pick 2 out of the room if you get HMC. Okay, and Phage out doesn't rely on Robin anymore. Now she can use Sunday, RMC, or even Bronya. Really? I mean, I guess she could, right? Servo with a partner tag for the Herda is funny, but it makes sense. She's busted, right? Overall, pretty good list. Like I said, the only thing I would change was, I'd say, I don't know, Phaedra and Firefly on the same tier just is weird to me. I know people hate Firefly, but I feel like she still has like the slightest bit of use. And then I'd have to test it with my Himiko and see if she's really in the same tier as Kafka. But it's kind of hard because my Kafka is E2. But that one is interesting. Otherwise, I feel like everything is solid. I feel like Acheron and Jing Yan are probably going to get put down to tier 1. Rampa should 100% stay. I don't know why they're thinking of dropping her just because Break's not doing too hot, right? Let's see how hard they hit break to kind of like push the new like remembrance meta, right? When Castros drops, we'll know for sure how like the meta is gonna go because it'll be like the great meta reset with like Acheron where all the other characters just like aren't as good. But we'll have to see, right? And that's it for the video. Let me know what you think of Prydwen's tier list. Do you agree, disagree? Who do you think should get lowered or should someone get bumped up? And yeah, thanks for watching.